Hi, I'm Shobhit Narang, and today on Balcony Ticket we have Radhika Madan with us. Radhika, welcome. So happy to have you on this show.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
I wanted to ask you, how were you able to navigate through this lockdown space? Because there was so much that you were doing. I mean, you were doing yoga and you had perfected your headstand. You were playing ukulele and keyboard. You did a collaboration with Jasleen. You did a piece for TTT. I can't even keep a track. How were you able to do so much?
Lockdown has been very productive for me. I just decided that मैं हमेशा बोलती रहती हूँ I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and तो मैंने बोला अभी time है तो it's time to practice whatever I was preaching from the past, I don't know, n number of years. That's the reason I just tried something new every day and every week, and that's how I kept myself busy.
Lovely. So 2020 has been particularly very difficult for all of us, and we have been through a lot. And I am very sure the demise of Irfan sir must have been very personal. So if I may ask, what was navigating through that space like?
First of all, to work with Irfan sir was a dream come true for me. We knew about his situation, we knew what was happening, but I also knew when he was, coming back from the hospital to his house. Homie called me up and told me about all of this. But when it happened, we were mentally prepared. But when it happened, it just I didn't know how to react, and my phone kept buzzing. I had about 100 calls in half an hour, and I had to switch off my phone in order to realize what has happened or had happened at that point. Of course, it's a loss for the whole industry. He was, I don't know. I can't even say he was such a boon to our cinema, to our industry. How he was as a person, I've learned personally so much from him. So it did hit me a lot. It took me a day or two to make sense of things. But he's with us. He's with us, and his teachings, the leap of faith that he took, the risks that he took. I think वो सारी learnings हमारे साथ है, especially सारे upcoming actors के लिए. And I think we should just stick to that. He is alive, with his craft, and we should just focus on that and learn something from him and carry on.
Right, very well. Now I'm sure there must have been a lot of memories, but one particular memory with him that you would cherish for the rest of your life?
One particular memory that I will cherish for the rest of my life would be the first time that I met him. I was at the office and I was ratifying the script. We had a reading at the office, and मैं ही सब बातें कर रही हूँ और मैं चुपचाप स्क्रिप्ट के अंदर घुसी हुई हूँ कि इरफान खान के साथ मेरी रीडिंग है, दी इरफान खान. So I remember he stepped in his pink jacket, looking uber cool, and I just addressed him as, I just said, "Hi, Papa," and he just looked at me and he just smiled and he just said, "Acha," and he gave me the warmest hug, and that is something that I will always keep with myself, because that moment is really, really special.
Lovely. Take us to your journey, because we know that you were picked up from Facebook and you started with TV. So tell us more about that.
It's been a hell of a journey, yeah. Like I never wanted to become an actor. I always wanted to become a professional dancer. But as they say, that life happens when you're busy making other plans. So it happened with me. As you said, I was picked up from Facebook and just thrown in this pool. And ऐसे just बोलते हैं कि जा के तैर. That actually happened with me, and I'm so glad it happened to me. I feel so fortunate and so blessed to, have this life that I have. I go to work every day. It doesn't feel like work. The privilege to play so many characters or to live so many lives. I couldn't be more thankful. So it's been a hell of a journey with highs and lows and ताने and नीचे उतारना and ऊपर चढ़ाना and all of that. But it's been a joyride for me.
While doing my research, I read it on the internet that you were actually planning to go for a dance camp somewhere in New York in the same year when you were picked for TV.
Yes. I had enrolled myself in the Broadway Dance Center, and I was going in August. I was going, and in June I got this call for the audition, and within a week my life changed. I was in Bombay, living there, shooting, and Broadway पता नहीं कहाँ गया, and college में लोग नाम बोलते रहे राधिका मदान कहाँ गए nobody knew. My life flipped in a week's time. So yeah, that was
Right. How long have you been dancing?
बचपन से मतलब नाचती तो थी यार, but I professionally got into it in 2007. So from 2007 to 2010, 2011, I was professionally being trained. But उसके बाद फिर लेकिन बारात में तो मतलब हो ही जाता है ना, शादियाँ हो गई, मतलब वहाँ पे parties पे. But what I was learning was really different from what we dance in a barat. So I was learning jazz and ballet and all of that. And मैंने ऐसे देखती थी लोगों की क्या टेक्निक है, ये ऐसे डांस करते हैं. And अब मैं वही बन चुकी हूँ कि गणपति आता है और मैं बस शुरू हो जाती. So yeah, दिल होता है.
You have fleetingly talked about spirituality and mentioned your proximity with that space. And I think a couple of days ago, you also posted the picture of the book Autobiography of a Yogi, and you said that it was life-changing for you. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I have been inclined towards this from the past 3-4 years, and I've been exploring it a lot. And when I read the book, I got too influenced by it, and I went to the ashram and decided to take on the course, the spiritual. You have this spiritual learnings ka course, which goes over a period of 1 year, and after that you get initiated into Kriya Yoga and everything. So I'm on that course right now, and I want to explore more before I talk about it. But I think whoever is listening this interview or seeing this interview, please go and read Autobiography of Yogi. I can't even explain how it will change your life.
Very well, lovely. So let's start talking about films. So I know after the show went off air, you took a small break before you joined films. And what was that break like?
I wanted to unlearn whatever I had learned. That is what the break was for. To be very honest, the break just happened by chance. I was auditioning. The movie got shelved. Then the movie was again picked up. Then, training and everything. So उसमें 1-1.5 साल चला गया. And by the way, unlearn हो गया. I wanted to start because I was so used to going on set every single day. And I was working like how. So to have that break in between was like, क्या खाली दिन भी कुछ होता है? So it took me a little time, but I always tell myself that what you do in your free time will define your craft, or will define what you actually do, the quality of that, basically. So I just worked on myself. I picked up a new skill. I started to paint and watched a lot of films and worked on my craft and unlearned a lot of things which I had learned in television. And that is how I utilized the break.
Now we all know that you wanted a very typical Adharma entry to Bollywood, but then you chose Marko Dard Nahi Hota, which is very path-breaking in its own ways. So tell us about that.
I had grown up watching those films. सबने कुछ होता है देखे, सबने DDLJ देखी, सबकी इमेज है. So of course I would. Like मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता happened to me, right? I was actually auditioning I went there to audition for Laila Majnu. I wanted to be debut as Laila in Kashmir and all of that. But I was picked up from there. I was waiting for my audition. I had script in my hand, and somebody came in and they were like, "Action आता है?" मैंने बोला sorry. उन्होंने बोला action आता है? मैंने बोला dance किया हुआ है. हाँ आ जाओ. And they took me to a room and they just recorded a few pics in I don't know what. And then I came back and then I auditioned for Laila Majnu. And before I could meet the director of Laila Majnu, I was called to meet Vasan sir कि इसने ये ऑडिशन दिया है, ये ऐसा है, वीडियो कुछ दिखाई उनको. उन्होंने बोला मैं वासन सर से मिली एंड उन्होंने बोला अच्छा फिर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन करें. एंड आई डिडंट गेट द चांस टू मीट द डायरेक्टर ऑफ लैला मजनू. I think everything happens for the best. I am so glad that Vasan sir saw something in me and he gave me the best debut one could have ever asked for. The way he shocked me, my entry scene to everything. I have no regrets. I don't think कि such a debut कभी possible हो पाएगा. उन्होंने मेरे बाल उड़ाए हैं लेकिन fight करते हुए उड़ाए. तो उन्होंने सारी मेरे सपने पूरे किए लेकिन अपने में. So I'm so thankful to her.
Right. And you even learned Jeet Kune Do for it, right? If I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah, I did. For a year and a half, we were training, me and Abhimanyu both. And a lot other things as well. But yeah, basically training for Mathkudar.
Right. One thing that I really liked about the film was how, sadly, we still have this archaic structure in action films. The female characters will have no graph and no character arc.
No.
But Mathkudar was not that. And it was so well done.
I think the credit just goes to Vasan sir and the choreographers. I think he was so clear about what he wanted from my character. Told me from the very beginning that Supri is the only character which feels human. And that was his brief, and he didn't want me to do a cartwheel and just do a split and everything. He didn't want me to do that. He always told me though my strength was that because I was a dancer, my strength was doing those splits, doing those fancy action moves. But he strictly told me that if you were fighting with a goon on street, would you do a cartwheel? Would you waste your time doing a cartwheel and punching him? You will be street smart, right? You will use whatever is there around you. That's the reason I use a bucket or whatever I could grasp, or my stole. So, or my scarf, whatever it is. So he made it really, really real. He didn't let me go into that fantasy zone जो हमने action movies में देखा है कि slow-mo में से आएगा वो होगा. Slow-mo है यहाँ पे काफी हैं, but बहुत real रखे गए हैं. So I think kudos to him and our choreographers, Pratik, Eric, Dennis. So it's all them. मेरा बस चलता मैं तो पता नहीं क्या कर रही है. So all them.
Mathkudar was received very well by the critics and the worldwide audience, but somehow the box office numbers in India were underwhelming. So did that disappoint you actually, or even look after the numbers?
नहीं यार, मुझे लगता है कि अपना काम है एक्टिंग करना और निकल जाना वहाँ से. मतलब शूट के लास्ट दिन तुम्हारा लास्ट दिन है या डबिंग का लास्ट दिन तुम्हारा लास्ट दिन है. That is it. फिर प्रोड्यूसर के हाथ में छोड़ दो और फिर बस छोड़ दो. मतलब the reason I became an actor or I love to act is because I love living different lives. That is it. That is my joy. My joy is not, oh, my film earned itna amount. That is not my joy. That is producer's joy. Good for him. Great for him. I hope कि बहुत अच्छा करे. But my joy is not that. I'm thankful that I get to receive so much of love from the audience, but that is the byproduct of my work, right? मैं ऐसे नहीं हूँ कि अरे मुझे प्यार करो, please मुझे प्यार करो, कुछ भी कर लूँगी आपके प्यार के लिए. I just love doing my work. I just love entertaining them. That is my job. That is my joy. अब बाकी उनके हाथ में कि उनको पसंद आता है, कितने डिग्री तक आता है, अरे कैसे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट है, क्या हुई है, उसमें घुसना ही नहीं है. अपना काम करके घर जाने का, आराम से सोने का. That is it.
Let's talk a little bit about Pataka. Now we all know that you went through a physical transformation for that film, but I'm sure there must have been an emotional and a mental transformation as well. So let's talk about that.
Pataka Rekha, first of all, is a film that is closest to my heart. It can't be replaced by any other film. It is the one which is closest to my heart. Yes, I went through a physical transformation, but yeah, that was the demand of the character. Let's keep that aside. I gained and lost 12 kgs. But just going to the village, living with the people, taking care of the bhais, milking the buffaloes, and fetching water from wells which are like 2 kilometers away. That was something which was really, really overwhelming and amazing and thrilling as an actor. So, just understanding what they do, how you won't believe they are way ahead than we are in cities in some ways. Like when it comes to working, we saw that a lot of men were sitting at home and women were working. So they used to just sit and they just eat. And women used to work in पंचायत में होती हैं या सब खाना वाना ला रही हैं, ये कर रही हैं, वो कर रही हैं, वो बस बैठे हैं. So उसमें क्या होता है, लड़कियों को एक पावर भी होती है. उनको कोई शर्म नहीं है कि वो चिल्लम जला रही है या बीड़ी पी रही है. It's very normal for them. So they taught us how to smoke weed, and it was like too much for me because मैंने देखा नहीं था. वो घूंघट के अंदर रखती है अपना कि चल वो रिवाज है, और घूंघट के नीचे चिल्लम है या बीड़ी है, तो एंड नोबडी स्टॉपिंग देम. सो काफी चीजों में वो थोड़े प्रोग्रेसिव थे, नॉट जस्ट इन टर्म्स ऑफ बीड़ी एंड स्मोकिंग, बट कि they used to work and men used to sit at home. So it just gave me a different point of view to look in life, and I just learned a lot of things from them. The way they used to, they were bindas. They didn't used to think. When they used to, every night they used to do DJ party, and DJ party में मतलब घूंघट नीचे करके पागलों की तरह नाच रहे हैं. That is celebration for them कि आज चलो मक्खन निकाल लिया, दूध निकाल लिया, ओहो क्या दूध है, खाना बना है, चलो अब हम डीजे चलाते हैं. And क्या वो नाचते हैं. So I think it just showed me a different world which already exists in our country, and I'm so thankful to witness that. That is it.
Right. Pataka is set in a very different universe than the universe that you were brought up in. So
Correct.
How did your family react to it?
I remember when I came after the first schedule, I was picked from the airport, and they picked me up in a car, which was kind of a luxury car, and I was used to squatting and sitting on the floor, and my surroundings were really different, and I was living in that place from the past 1 month or so. So I got very intimidated. And when I came to my room, I remember I couldn't sit on the bed because it felt too huge for me. So I went in the corner and I sat on the floor. I squatted on the floor, and I was just looking at the room, and they came in at that moment. They were like, "What's wrong with you? It's your bed, it's your room." And I just told them that it feels too big. It's too huge world for me. And I think it took me a day or so to get used to the surroundings and to get out of that zone that, okay, I'm not Barki and I am Radhika. So my parents were scared, but I think after watching the film, they were like, okay, worth it.
Right. Talking about your family, what's your relationship like, each one of them?
With my family, my mom is like my best friend. My dad is my biggest supporter. He just, he was the one who got me to Bombay, and he was the one who told me that, okay, go live your dreams. So, and my brother is very irritating like any other brother. But my biggest critic as well. So I have a great relationship with my family. They're very supportive. They all are very loving. And I think the only reason I'm able to live my dreams is because of them.
Right. That's a lovely thing to say. Now let's know a little bit about your upcoming film, Shiddat.
Yeah. I can't reveal much, of course.
Okay.
But I can just reveal that I'm playing the role of a swimmer in that.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned swimming for that from scratch. So again, I had to go through the training, but it was a lot of fun, and it's a love story. I don't think I've done a love story. Mara was kind of a love story, but not a typical love story.
Right.
That is all I can tell you.
Can't wait to watch it. Now, I know we have got lots to talk about, but we'll have to keep this conversation short. So, in closing, I'll just ask you, what are those 5 adjectives that describe you the best?
A student, spiritual, passionate, loving, and sensitive. That is all.
Yeah. So thank you so much for doing this interview. We had so much fun talking to you.
Thank you so much, Roman. Thank you.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and never miss an update on Film Interactions.